Hello, I'm Karen McGuire, the Superintendent Director at Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School. Tri-County had tried for 7 years to become part of the MSBA pipeline, and last year we were lucky enough to be invited in. That process consists of 8 steps over a number of years, and right now we are in the 3rd step, which is called the feasibility study. So stage 3, the process of feasibility study, is the planning phase of the project. What it allows us to do is have the time to really take and look at our structure and come up with 3 different designs that would hopefully best suit addressing the Tri-County building. The first would be a project that would deal with just the core renovation of the project. A second study looked at the renovation with a small addition, and then the third, as required, is a full renovation with a new building option for Tri-County. Tri-County was started in 1974, completed in 1977. We're a school of about 1,000 students. We've been around a long time up on the hill there in Franklin, and since 1977 there really hasn't been any major renovation to the building. There was an addition. We had a fire a number of years ago, 15, 20 years ago, and then prior to that they added a gymnasium. But as far as really the nuts and bolts of the building, the structure of the building, the code of the building, and so forth, there's really not been anything done since its inception back in the 70s. What we're doing now is we're in the process of examining the 3 options that we have. We were able to meet with the town clerks because this is a district where we have 11 communities, including Plainville as part of our district. We have a unique vote that has to happen in order to be able to have any of whatever the option is. In the process now, we're down to 3 options, as I said. The first option, we have a school building project a school building committee that has to decide on these options by the end of December. Their vote actually is this week, where they will take from these 3 options and narrow it down to 1. The first one is mostly renovation. Mostly renovation brings us up to code, addresses the instructional space. It does move some of the vocational programs around and addresses the need for them to come into the more relevant hemisphere, really, if you will, for vocational programs. Once the committee narrows it down to 1 option, that option goes into the next phase, which is called schematic design, and then they get a real thorough number of what that option would be. Number for the mostly renovation project is $280 million. And again, that is to bring the building to code. It brings us to address some of the instructional spaces. Some of the issues with doing a mostly renovation is it is a process that'll take up to 4 years. That happens while the students are in the building, and you're constantly working around the kids. In addition, with a renovation, it has an addition in the back of the building. This option also is about a 4-year time frame. $283 million. That addresses the instructional space. It also adds programming in the back for us. And then the last option that we submit, or to consider to submit, is the complete rebuild of the building, and that would be $280 million as well. And that construction would be on what we are running right now, where our solar panels are, which is in the very back of the property. The option with that building, the pros for that would be, obviously, it would be construction aside from where the students are learning. It wouldn't be on top of them, and it would be a shorter time frame. Once that happens, the MSBA takes the what we call the preferred option into consideration, and then by next June, between April and June, they would submit to us what the approved final scope of the project and the budget of the project, and then at that time we would go to the taxpayers in the 11 communities for a district-wide vote. The taxpayers themselves would determine by ballot vote whether or not they approve of the Tri-County building project.